In the state of Mississippi, the judicial branch is made up of the 8 different types of courts that exist from the state to local levels. On a daily basis, legal disputes are debated within these courts to reach conclusions founded in legal documents and previous cases. Now, before we begin discussing these topics further, there are 4 key terms that we need to elaborate on. The first being precedents or precedents. These are the decisions and principles that have been used in deciding cases that share similarities. Then there is the process of appealing. When a case is appealed, the decision is referenced to a higher court authority for further review. Then there is the concept of federalism, which is a form of governance that the United States uses by mixing local, regional, state, and national governments into the same system. It allows the governments to work together and have a structure of authority, while also allowing for some individual decision to be made in each level. For example, federalism is the reason why a mayor has to follow the orders of a governor, but a mayor could also make some decisions without the approval of a governor. The last concept is partisanship. Partisanship is a term that refers to political parties, like Republicans and Democrats. When something is referenced as partisan, it usually means individual parties and their individual ideologies, practices, or constituents are involved in some way. So in a partisan race for office, the candidates will be registered with a political party. If a race is non-partisan, then they do not have to have a political party, or the party affiliation of the candidate is supposed to be unimportant. Now let's talk about the different courts. I already mentioned that there are 8, but each court has limitations on what issues they can resolve and what powers they hold. Starting at the bottom. In terms of power, there are the municipal courts. These courts decide over issues of lesser crimes, called misdemeanors, municipality ordinances, and local traffic violations. A municipality is a government over a small local area. It could be a city, a town, or just a small community. Municipal judges are usually appointed by city councils, elections, mayors, or whatever group or person that governs the area. Then there are justice courts, which have authority over small civil cases, misdemeanor criminal cases, and traffic offences outside of official municipalities. Justice judges can also issue search warrants for police officers. These judges are elected for 4-year terms and are the only elected judge positions in a partisan race. In Mississippi, the only requirement to be a justice judge is a high school diploma. Next are the county courts. These courts have exclusive jurisdiction over land owned by the government, juvenile matters, individuals younger than 18 years old, and other matters appealed to them by the lower courts. Mississippi has 22 county courts and 30 judges who are elected for 4 years in non-partisan races. County courts share jurisdictions with the next 2 types of courts, the chancery and circuit courts. Chancery courts deal with civil and family matters like equity, adoptions, custody, wills, and challenges to state laws. Trials are usually heard by a single judge, normally referred to as a chancellor. There are 30 chancery courts and 52 chancery court judges in Mississippi. The circuit courts are at the same level as the chancery courts, except they deal with different types of lawsuits. They deal with criminal prosecutions and civil lawsuits that have been appealed by the lower courts. There are 22 circuit courts and 57 judges. Next is the Mississippi Court of Appeals. It is the youngest court, created in 1994. It has 10 judges who are elected by voters to serve 8-year terms. The Court of Appeals helps the highest court of Mississippi, the Mississippi Supreme Court, by hearing court cases that are assigned to it. The Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals only hear cases that have first been tried in the lower courts. They are what is known as appellate courts. The Supreme Court has 9 justices, with 3 coming from the 3 districts of Mississippi. Beyond them are the US federal courts, which the Mississippi court system is modeled after. In the federal level, the appellate process of highly important cases continues, starting at a lower court until it eventually reaches the US Supreme Court, where the final decision will be made if necessary. The reason the judicial system is set up this way is because of federalism and its ability to allow government to share power. It's important that we study these courts and how they work because our legal system is based upon argumentation and information. Therefore, having a basic understanding of the courts is extremely beneficial, and the decisions made within our court system impact new laws and the protections of rights that individuals hold. Thank you for watching this video in association with Mississippi State University. If you would like to know more about the project, university, or where to find more videos about Mississippi government, please visit our YouTube channel, Facebook, or Twitter pages that are included in the information section below.